The Native Americans say, "We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children." Anthropogenic factors such as an exponential growth of the global population, rapid and ad hoc industrialization and urbanization, as well as unsustainable use of natural resources, have contributed to the acceleration of global phenomenon of increased frequency of disasters, climate change, severe ecological imbalances, and marginalization of already vulnerable communities around the world.
bi mu yàggul ay années 86 jàpp 87 88 ba 89 ba 90 géej gi dañ daan dox pendant 3 kilomètres pour nu woyu suñu papa pour mu ñëw añ mais léegi mënatuñ ko lu tax mënatuñ ko parce que géej gi dafay ñëw bu gaaw.
Et cela a amené beaucoup de dégâts du point de vue des établissements humains. Des maisons ont été déguerpies, des familles ont été déguerpies pour aller ailleurs, compte tenu du fait qu'ils ne pouvaient plus rester. Parce qu'avec la flux de la mer, les maisons étaient complètement endommagées. Parce que en fait, la dimension de la catastrophe n'est pas à portée d'une communauté qui n'ont pas les moyens pour pouvoir.
In the past 10 years, over 1.7 billion people have had their lives disrupted in some way by disasters, with over 95% of the deaths occurring in the world's least developed countries. At the same time, $1.4 trillion have been spent worldwide to help rebuild lives and communities.
මේ තියෙන ගෙවල් වල ඉන්න බැරිවල තියෙන ගම් වතුර නිසා. ඉතින් බඩු මුට්ටු ටිකට අපිට ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න අමාරු. මොකද ළමාගේ පොත්පත් අපේ බඩු මුට්ටු අන්තික තාව අපිට මේ අලුතෙන් බඩුවක් ගෙනලා දාගන්න බෑ ගෙදරට. අපි නගර සභාවටත් අපි සැරෙන් සැරේ කියනවා මේ ගෙවල් ප්‍රශ්න විසඳන්න කියලා. මොකද මේක ගම් වතුර ගලපු ගම එතනට එනවා. මේක මූලික ප්‍රශ්න ඇවිල්ලා මේ ගම් වතුර. ඒත් මේ හරියට මේ කියාමාර්ගයක් කරන්න ගෙවල් වලට. ප්‍රශ්නේ මේ අපි මේක වැඩක් කරන්න අපි මේ අදහස් ගන්න අපිට තමයි දන්නේ මේක මොකද මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ තත්ත්වය කියලා. ඒකෙන් අපි මේ අහගෙන කරනනේ ඉතින් ලොකු දෙයක්.
Almost all global monitoring processes focus on large-scale disasters. However, surveys have revealed that most disasters are small-scale and localized. Losses due to recurrent, everyday disasters have a significant impact on the lives and livelihoods of low-income households in developing countries. These disasters go largely unnoticed, and hence national or international assistance is not available. Studies have shown that a majority of the people affected by these frequent and localized disasters belong to marginalized sections of society. Within these communities, it is the women, children, elderly, and the specially abled who are the most vulnerable.
Si ustedes ven a mi espalda está todo el cordón industrial, tenemos más de 19 empresas contaminantes y peligrosas con diversos elementos, una tasa de cáncer más alta de lo normal, más allá de la media regional y de la media nacional. Todos los días conocemos que un vecino se enfermó de cáncer, tenemos niños con problemas cognitivos más allá de lo normal, niños con problemas pulmonares, bronquiales, hay problemas cardíacos.
Hoy día lo que nos impide vivir como vivía nuestro antepasado es la privatización que hoy día hay. Hoy día si hablamos de los árboles hoy día están, tienen otros dueños, están, ¿cómo se dice esto?, patentados y eso a nosotros nos perjudica porque a través de los árboles nosotros, yo creo que desde ahí empieza todo, porque hoy día si hablamos de cómo está nuestra tierra, de cómo está erosionado.
The development process makes huge promises to the communities, but after a few years of that model in place, the only ones who has actually getting the development bonuses are only the big economical groups, but the local communities who are facing directly dealing with the enterprises and all the infrastructure set in their own communities only are facing poverty and sickness.
Very often, government policies, plans and activities aimed at building resilience are not informed by the priorities of those most at risk. Local people have critical knowledge on the risks they face, and only when the knowledge is utilized, the resilience building policies and disaster risk governance can be more effective.
When we are talking of disaster risk governance, we need to actually see that how it is not only a statement of intention, but a commitment for an accountable action. Now, to me, we need to actually unpack that further. When we are talking of disaster governance, then we must be clear that from whose perspective we are talking of. The people who are at risk, the local governing institutions, the nation states who are most impacted, are they participating in the decision-making process? Have they been consulted? Have they informed what they are experiencing in the ground? That, to me, is the basis for the views from Frontline.
At GNDR, we believe that the policies, plans and activities designed to build resilience should be informed by the priorities of those most at risk. So at GNDR, we started our Views from the Frontline programme in 2009. We aim to collect and highlight the voices of the most marginalised.
Views from the Frontline 2019 takes the process a step further. It is the largest global review of disaster risk reduction at the local level. It is being implemented in 50 countries across 6 continents.
Views on the Frontline 2019 is funded by the European Union and builds on the learnings from these previous iterations. It aims to strengthen the inclusion and collaboration between at-risk communities, civil society, local government in the design of resilience-building policies. This includes the implementation of 750 tailored community-designed local action plans.
Views from the Frontlines contributed to the implementers as the grassroots organizations to give them their own evidence, because they could then implementing the views from the Frontline, understanding in a different way what is the meaning of disaster risk reduction for them.
VFL actually is working to empower the community themselves, first of all, to identify their problem through the data collection, but also to reflect and to provide some local solutions to the problems, and finally go to the decision makers with those solutions that they've found and see how together they can mobilize the resources needed to build their own solutions.
One of the most effective ways to reduce the steady rise in disaster losses lies in addressing the causes of high-frequency, low-intensity disasters by strengthening local capabilities. This requires increased levels of inclusion, participation and collaboration between at-risk people and local state and non-state actors, principles which lie at the heart of a people-centered approach to resilience building and form the primary focus of VFL 2019.
VFL for me is getting the voices of the community heard. It's the mouthpiece amplifying the voices of the community.
If you see certain policies that could help communities, develop action plans on their own. Now, VFL has helped us to provoke that, because communities now take, actions, take initiatives by themselves, and then able to approach their closest authorities for changes.
In all the previous iteration, it was more of an extractive kind of an exercise. So we actually focused on just collecting data. But how this data can be used to really make some sort of difference at the people from where these data were originally or primarily extracted, that area was kind of like not given adequate considerations. In 2019, we actually tried to incorporate that particular aspect. So it's like we're not just going there and asking the questions, we'll also be working with them, try to help them to figure out, given their situations, how they can gradually go to the next level of reducing the risk they are living with.
In Senegal, we've seen a lot of decisions made after we share the data, the findings of VFL with the decision makers, as well as in Mali. And I'm happy to say that based on some work we've done previously with VFL, some of our actors actually have been appointed as special key actors by the government, and they are collaborating with the government actor to together think and take some sustainable decision that may totally change the way, the perspective of disaster risk management and response in those countries.
Que vous entendez quelqu'un, même qui n'est pas du milieu, il va vous dire, écoutez, voilà ce qu'il faut faire, voilà ce que nous attendons, voilà ce que nous attendons. Une fois que vous allez collecter toutes ces données, je crois que l'État aura une vision globale de ce qu'il devrait faire et de ce qu'il devrait apporter aux collectivités. Que nous soyons conscients, la collectivité doit être consciente des maux qu'elle souffre quand même. Il y a un diagnostic qui sera fait par des techniciens parce qu'ils sont très initiés. Et une fois que ces données sont sur le du décideur local, il va pouvoir plaider la cause. C'est vraiment le diagnostic. C'est le médecin qui lui donne et voilà la thérapeutique qu'il vous faut. Voilà comment on va intervenir. Donc ces données que vous allez récolter, ce sera une base de données très bonne pour vraiment plaidoyer la cause des sinistrés, plaidoyer la cause de la ville, pour dire écoutez, voilà ce qu'il faut faire, voilà ce qu'il ne faut pas faire.
BFL can give us some movement. First of all, because it's a worldwide process, so it has backup for that. It's not just my idea of telling you that this is the troubles, this is the problems we face here in Chile. There is an instrument, it's a process that has the worldwide approval.
VFL 2019's participatory process results in an online database which can be disaggregated by country, community, gender, age and disability. It also leads to strengthened capacities of local actors to participate in resilience building processes. It also increases collaboration and leads to more effective disaster risk reduction.
So I think because VFL program collects evidence on local realities on a variety of themes, it can be used to inform discussions along in many different arenas. So, for example, it collects information about risks and threats, it collects information about governance systems, it collects information about ecosystems, about how local actors implement resilience building activities coherently. Then all of this can be used and unpacked in different fora so that it informs policy and decision making in different aspects.
For the future, I think it is essential that this particular process, that is views from frontline, is integrated to the mainstream reporting mechanism by the nation states, where they can use the civil society organization to facilitate the process, to get the views from the frontline, views from the communities or people at risk and the local government at risk, so that that can be part of a formal reporting mechanism of the nation states when they are doing that for SDG or climate negotiation update or Sendai monitor reporting.
By helping communities mitigate small-scale disasters and develop local strategies, Views from the Frontline 2019 will go one step further in helping local people become their own agents of change. Views from the Frontline 2019, bringing community voices to the global conversation.